So hello, I'm Susan Martinez. Things have been tense lately, divisive. Tense, divisive. We're all yearning for community, yet we feel like it's almost a minefield out there, no matter how you vote or think or feel. When a couple separates and their children involved, the court will often call on somebody who can listen to both sides, who tries to find common ground, who acts in the best interest of the kids. A mediator, a nation, our nation, is in desperate need of mediation. My high school football team played against Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, and my youngest daughter was a student there the year before the Parkland shooting. I have a March for Our Lives shirt in the same closet where my husband keeps his secured guns. I don't believe those are conflicting ideologies. I'm for reproductive choice due to my life experiences, but I understand the true pain and heartache of those who believe in the pro-life movement. I believe we can work together to reduce the number of abortions performed without a ban. By using methods we know work, accessible and affordable birth control, comprehensive sexual education, providing a stronger support structure to pregnant mothers and young families, making it easier for families who have children with special needs to care for their children without having to leave their homes for outside work federally. Colorado already does this. Let's extend that grace to others. I've had the pleasure of living in so many diverse places in my life: South Florida, Germany, D.C., a rural town in Central Florida, and then the great state of Colorado. And I love it here. The mountains, the fishing, the people, the restaurants, the general vibe. Everywhere I travel, it's exciting to me. I've recently moved from Colorado Springs to Pueblo, bought my first house, and this is my forever house. Really excited about that. I think Pueblo gets a bad rap. I drive around and see people take pride in their homes, no matter the size. No one can beat the local restaurants. There are murals painted all over that remind me of that small town in Florida I lived in. I love the rural communities, the charm of these towns, the friendly people, and what they hold sacred. Everybody should be represented by their representatives. It's in the name. My job is not to reach out only to the people in my own party or those with influence, but to every constituent. It's not about me. It's about us. I'm bound to run on complete honesty and transparency. I want to challenge these impossible standards we are told to hold our elected officials to, that we're told to hold each other and even ourselves to. I've been a military wife. I'm now married to a blue-collar worker. I was a Sunday school teacher, sang in church choirs most of my life. I know what it's like to make a decently comfortable income. I know what it's like to be a divorced mother, having to rely on food stamps to feed her children. I wrote a grant proposal for a crisis center for children and teens struggling with mental illness and addictions. I've seen disabled veterans prescribed multiple opiate pain medications, denied medical marijuana usage due to federal VA benefit requirements in a legalized state. I believe in our government doing exactly what it is intended to do: protect and improve the lives of the people. Sometimes it means sending help, like after a wildfire, making sure that we have drinkable water and breathable air. Other times, less oversight from the government, less interference. I have no financial stakes in this game. I don't have wealthy donors who are going to profit from my campaign. I'm not originally from Colorado. That makes me a lot more objective. I'm here because I love this state. They sometimes call Colorado a purple state. I love people building community with those that have different viewpoints, because at the end of the day, we all want the same thing: to be happy, healthy, and safe as we can, and to make sure our families and neighbors have that too. This is completely grassroots. I don't have a Rolodex, or for those just younger than me, a contact list of rich donors I could tap. I wouldn't want to run it that way even if I did. There's too much money in politics, too much who's who. There's no public trust in the people we're asking to represent our interests at the federal level. I vow that every voice that wants to be heard will be heard. Every union, activist, organization, place of worship, political organization, regardless of party, private citizen group, small business owners, constituents, before every piece of legislation, if you so choose, you will receive your choice of a call, email, or text notifying you of the upcoming bill. There will be a scheduled telemeeting where I can present my case to anyone who's interested, or they can request a text copy. My staff and I will then review all the perspectives, spam excluded, and see what the majority opinion is. I will then announce that to you before the vote. You'll know where I stand, and it will be with the will of the people. There will be times where I'll have to use my own discernment. Times I will not be able to share the details with my community, or where the details of the bill go against my blank. Times of grave national security, those will be times when your trust in me will be the most vital. I am confident I will earn it. I'm Susan Martinez, and I'm running for Colorado's 3rd District. It's not about me, it's about us. Please follow me on Twitter, @BlueToCome. Kindness matters. And then my involvement, Girl Scouts of America overseas and in Florida, was a Daisy cadet myself, leader for a Daisy, Brownie Junior, and cadet troop. Arranged our girls to visit Lorraine American Cemetery in St. Avold, France, to lay roses on the women who sacrificed their lives for their country. Family Readiness Group coordinated care packages to deployed soldiers and wounded service members at both Landstalt Medical and Walter Reed. Coordinated some FRG and military post events. New Life Christian Church Centerville was a special needs and 5th grade Sunday school teacher. Their mission is all about service, love God, love others, share your stuff. This is what the church taught, not a campaign point, but it has shaped who I am. So New Life Christian Church Centerville, Virginia, share your stuff. Also wrote a grant proposal for Teen Crisis Center in Sebring, Florida. Kids need our help. We need to be the grown-ups and show them how to best mediate conflicts. We have problems, but there are solutions. We need to give our children hope. So Susan Martinez for Colorado's 3rd District. She lives in Pueblo, Colorado. Twitter @Congress03. Fantastic Twitter handle @Congress03. Susan Martinez, CD3 @Outlook.com. So thank you for your inquiry. We'll get back to you within 48 hours. I have emailed both Susan Martinez and Carrie Donovan. Now, what is this all about? Susan Martinez and Sol Sandoval and Donald Valdez of La Jolla, they're all running for the Democratic primary eventually against Lauren Boebert in the general election. And so there was 8 candidates. Greg Smith has dropped out of the race. And so now you have 7 candidates. 7 candidates running in the Democratic primary for Colorado's 3rd Congressional District. It's mostly the western side of the state, the western side of the mountains. Scott Tipton's old seat, Lauren Boebert's current seat. And so this is, exciting. Donald Valdez is a state representative currently right now. I don't know if he's going to keep a hold of it. He should hold on to his seat while he runs, but we'll see what happens there. If he becomes, the federal representative, then he'll have to vacate his seat. Donald Valdez of La Jolla, he is, a local, he's a cowboy, hat-wearing liberal, and that's big news that he's running against Lauren Boebert. He dabbled, he thought about it 2 years ago, but then allowed Diane Bush to, take Lauren Boebert on, and Diane Bush just, was terrible. She was a right-wing neoliberal, got walloped. She was against universal health care, against the Green New Deal, against really any progressive thing that you could think of. She was just, no. So she was going to be more right-wing than Lauren Boebert. That was what I guess that's Diane Bush's position. She was going to be more right-wing. Okay, so State Senator Kerry Donovan of Valdez. So Kerry Donovan, she's a senator. So you have a state senator, you have a state representative. Susan Martinez, that's who I just read. Susan Martinez for Congress.com is where I just read all of that from. It's actually a pretty simple, you could sign up. There's your email. She's got, a little statement there, and then also, a couple of pictures, a little resume, and a little write-up, and then, at the very end, just go ahead and send us an email or send us a message, and it says we'll get back to you within 48 hours. Also, Act Blue coming soon, so if you sign up for their email list, I guess they're going to ask you to donate some money. @Congress03 is the Twitter handle, so I think that's pretty much all I can glean from that page. I like that she's got a page. It looks like Susan Martinez wants to talk to me, and then you heard everything that I just read that's all Susan Martinez. So Susan Martinez, I like her. I'm an atheist, but, you know, she's religious, but that's okay. She believes in sharing. And if that means more social spending, then I'm on board. So I like Susan Martinez. You have Sol Sandoval, Colin Wilhelm, a lawyer out of Glenwood Springs, Colin Wilhelm, Ruth Rowledge of Durango, and then you got a homeless person out of Rifle, Colorado, Naziha Karama in Nam Hadil. So there's a homeless woman in the city that Lauren Boebert has her, you know, Shooter's Restaurant. This is the hometown of Lauren Boebert, Rifle, Colorado, and you got a homeless person in Lauren Boebert's hometown. So how does Lauren Boebert's hometown, this crazy right-wing lunatic, how does her hometown treat a homeless person? And then her name looks, you know, like it could be Arabic, Naziha Karama, so we'll just say Karama. So how are they treating Karama? She's homeless, so there's something, right? She doesn't even have a house, and yet she's doing a bigger patriotic duty than probably anybody else that lives in Rifle, Colorado. She's raising her hand. She's saying she's going to be counted. I think it's brilliant. I think every homeless person should run for office. And hopefully, at the very least, Karama gets a house out of this. Hopefully, she gets a goddamn house. She's fucking homeless, and she's running for Congress. And you know what? When it comes to her judgment on economic issues, Karama has been hurt by poverty so much that I would trust Karama's decisions much more than Lauren Boebert. So that's, you know, this is an exciting slate of people. You had Greg Smith of West Cliff. He was like some big, you know, fucking deal guy. He's only been in Colorado for a year. He thinks he's qualified, and he thinks he's, you know, Prince God Almighty. He's already dropped out. Greg Smith has already dropped out, but he said that he jumped in order to encourage other people to jump in, and now you got 7 people. They're saying, look how crowded this field is. The more crowded, the better. In the, you know, terms of the great pool of ideas, the best ideas should prevail. And so it'd be fantastic to see, you know, exactly who stands for what. And I got some more information here on Carrie Donovan, but I kind of want to make these videos, you know, shorter, more poppy. Here's the information. Here's what's going on. So this will just be 7 candidates. 7 candidates are running against Boebert for the Democratic primary. And so this, you know, let's have this conversation. They've, you know, jumped into the foray. Who are these people? What do these people represent? Let's get the most serious progressive that we can get. Are you a progressive? Can you get the job done? All right, then you're hired. That's what I want for my district, for the Colorado 3rd. I want a true blue progressive, and I want to know that they'll be taken serious. They'll go into Congress, and they will, you know, kick ass and take names. They will just pass this bill, that bill, wheel and deal, negotiate, do what they got to do, and they'll bring home the bacon. They'll bring Colorado, you know, they'll make Colorado proud and bring Colorado what we, you know, what we deserve. So I'll talk more about Carrie Donovan, but that's, you got 7 candidates, 7 Democratic candidates, and right now I don't have, you know, any of my favorites. I think Susan Martinez, I like that she's liberal. Carrie Donovan seems somewhat liberal, and I don't care. The guns, I'm actually right-wing on guns, but Sol Sandoval, Colin Wilhelm, Rutledge. It's going to be about pardoning Snowden. It's going to be about the Patriot Act. It's going to be about a whole bunch of the war on drugs. It's going to be about marijuana. Are we going to, you know, consolidate this? Are we going to expand it? Is it just going to be marijuana and then just say, you know, are we going to pick another one, maybe psychedelic mushrooms, and then just cut the rest out and just say no more, just marijuana and psychedelic mushrooms? That's all we're going to do for 10 years. And then after, you know, 2030, then we'll go ahead and get rid of the war on drugs. But for right now, we got to protect the marijuana industry. This is the vanguard issue for the progressive postmodern movement. And yeah, so there's 7 candidates. 7 candidates. So I haven't picked one. Donald Valdez is good. He doesn't always strike me as progressive enough. Susan Martinez, like I said, you know, she sounds somewhat progressive. Carrie Donovan sounds somewhat progressive. Greg Smith said he dropped out because he felt like there was a progressive, a serious progressive that was actually in the race. So he was like, you got some really good candidates in there. You don't really need me. So it seems weird that, you know, Greg Smith jumped in and now Greg Smith jumped out. So it's like, Greg Smith, it's like I hardly even know you. But I don't know any of these people. Routledge, Colin Wilhelm, Karima, Sol Sandoval, Sol Sandoval, Susan Martinez, Don Valdez. I know Don Valdez, and I don't know him. I've met him once or twice. Carrie Donovan, no clue. So in a way, they're all kind of Greg Smiths. So, yeah, Greg Smith is in there for 6 weeks. And then he said that he's confident that Lauren Boebert will not be a representative for the 3rd Congressional District come January 2023. So Greg Smith says he's confident with this field. He's confident with Routledge, Colin Wilhelm, Sol Sandoval, Susan Martinez, Don Valdez, Kerry Donovan, and Karima. He would be okay with a debate amongst those people. Let's see what they got. Let's see who these people are. Let's see where they stand on the issues. Let's see which one's got the charisma, which one's got the, you know, the eyes and the ideas and the passion and the intelligence. Let's put all 7 up on stage and let's do it immediately. Let's get on it. Who runs this shit? Anyways.